Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. I'm here with my lovely wife, Dr. Alicia. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing pretty good. We are on our pillows in the middle of the day.
Yes, we are.
We're
Yes,
just
we are.
lazy.
Well, we just took a big nap we're at the All Black National Convention down in Orlando. That's happening this week, and we saw this interesting thing with Will and Jada. Will Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith. They're
Yeah.
they're in the news again about their interesting marriage.
Well, I mean, I've been seeing a lot about Will and Jada ever since that entanglement issue. So I saw some
Mm.
articles on my feed about Will and Jada. And so I'm like, boys, what is the situation with Will and Jada? What actually happened?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, the entanglement. Oh Lord.
I'm curious
I
about getting in the middle of what's going on with them.
Well, it's interesting because they kind of took the word entanglement to like another level. I don't think that anybody on earth had ever used the word entanglement as much as it was used like back, when Jada used it. And I'll tell you what, now they're kind of entangled with each other, in a
What a
very strange
clever
way.
way to summarize something that you did like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me just say this. I've never met Will Smith, but I met his brother Harry, as you know. Me and
Okay.
Harry, me and
You
Harry talked a long
you
time.
didn't have an entanglement with Harry.
Girl, you better stop it. You better quit because we were in Hollywood. That crazy shit does happen in Hollywood. But here's the thing, like, so I talked to Harry for a long time, and I like this guy a lot. He's super smart, and we talked 2 times for 2 hours each time.
Okay.
This guy, and the thing is that Will Smith's family, I could tell. First of all, he looked like Will, which is kind of weird to like look because I'm like, well,
Wait, you talked to him in person?
yeah, we met in person 2 times.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had a nice car. He had like a Rolls Royce or something.
Ooh,
He
did you get to ride in the car?
I did. I do not get in the car with other men in L.A. when I don't know them that well. I'm playing. I'm being
Okay, you
silly.
all just met up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. We met for lunch and we sat and we talked to each other for a minute
Okay.
and for a while. And he's we had what we had in common is we're both into finance because he did a lot of Will's finances back when he worked on some of those big films like I Am Legend and stuff like that. And also we're both interested in history. So anyway, here's the point. Here's what the reason I bring this up.
Okay, why you bring it up?
They have a smart family.
Uh
I
huh.
could tell, just from talking to him, and he told me about his parents that he had a good, strong parents and a good, smart family, and I respect that immensely. And so, why do I bring that up? Well, because when I heard Jada say entanglement, I could see the two of them having really smart conversations. Like I think that they're both very smart people. And the other thing, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I'm gonna go out on a limb about this. I never really felt like their marriage was kind of what we define as a marriage. Like I feel like their marriage, like I think that people are trying to understand Will and Jada through the lens and through the eyes of like what regular people define as marriage. And I just don't buy it.
Yeah,
I honestly don't buy it.
I agree with you. I think that like some of these Hollywood marriages, they're just in a whole nother world with their marriages. They on a whole nother level with their stuff. Like it's just like because you're in this world where it's like you're being creative and you're exploring things, and there's gender fluidity and there's sexuality that's fluid. And I think it's almost like
Like you're not in love
it's
with you're in love with like a spirit.
I'm in love
And
with the soul. I'm in love with the soul of you. And it's like some of those things, it's just outside of what we see as a traditional husband wife monogamous situation
mm,
that that we're in, but it's just the rest of the world is kind of seeing that as the norm. And I think that marriages like Will and Jada and other marriages in Hollywood is just so outside of that norm. They're just outside of the norm anyway. That's how you are creative and can be an actor and can put yourself into different situations. It's a world that we just don't know about as regular folks, boys.
babe, I have a confession.
What? Tell me.
I'm leaving you for a squirrel.
A squirrel. Oh no, the
I'm
squirrel has your soul.
I'm in love with a squirrel, and I know that he's small and furry, and I'm big and furry. But it's his spirit, it's his soul that attracted me. So I'm gonna be packing my bags.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, wait. Remember our internet rumor about how I was secretly in love with Willie D?
Oh yeah, we got married.
Yes. So I
People.
gotta tell you that. So
Oh,
boys, I have to confess.
what?
All this time I conned you into marrying me when all along I really wanted to be with Willie D.
No! Oh, really?
It was my
Really?
secret.
Remember Raising the Sun where he was crying over a guy named Willie?
Yes. You gonna cry
Oh
over
my
Willie.
God, Willie, Willie, how can you do this to me, Willie?
Never mind.
My mind is playing tricks on me. Oh
Oh
Lord,
wait,
Willie.
wait. This year Halloween does fall on the weekend, and I will. I will.
Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys are trick or treat, and
Oh my God.
you know my favorite part of the song was when Bushwick said robbing little kids for bags. like he rolled it off the tongue. Anyway, yeah. So we've actually had our little internet rumor, which is really interesting. Like people really ran with it.
It
Like
really
he had some.
picked up.
We took this picture at our wedding, right? And
He was
Alicia.
talking as he always does. You know, Willie likes to talk.
Well, Willie's a smart dude. Willie is like expressive. He's an
He's
artist.
very expressive. I
He's an
love
artist,
it.
but he's like an artist that'll also kill you. You know, like he's a very
But
expressive.
he's a sweet guy.
Yeah, Willie's cool.
He's a really
Willie,
nice
that's my
person.
buddy. And so that we took this picture, and you're looking at him, and people literally this is what makes me like really relate to Will and Jada. They looked at you. They took the picture when you were looking to hear what he had to say, and they ran with that, and they said,
He had to take it down off his Instagram. I
"Yeah,
think
well,
he posted it on Instagram.
oh,
He's like, y'all went too far.
oh, Willie was blocking people. Like he's like, bro, I don't play that shit. I don't play that, man. Yeah, he called me. I was like, man, don't even worry about it, man. Like, hey, if you had my woman, then you could have. I would not marry a woman that would run off with one of my friends. But Willie's my buddy, and he was in the wedding. And so, when I see Will and Jada, that's what I kind of see. I kind of see a scenario where the internet just kind of takes a life of its own.
Yeah, tell me more about that because I was real curious about because I was trying to figure out like what was the big issue and I couldn't see anything from their using their words. So what happened is that Jada did a pillow talk with Gwyneth Paltrow, which is like I love her by the way. Her acting is great, but
Oh,
she did a
Gwyneth Paltrow's good. She
pillow
was in
talk
like
with.
Iron Man or something, right?
She was in good stuff. Anyway, so she did incriminating information she disclosed in
Yeah,
this pillow
because
talk.
the whole internet was making a big deal about the interview.
Not pillow talk, red table talk.
Red Table Talk.
I'm getting
That's
that
right.
mixed up with
Yeah,
our
yeah.
stuff.
We do the pillow talk. Yeah,
We have a white pillow, right? A white pillow talk.
No,
and they have a red table talk.
It's just pillow talk.
Okay.
Just keep going. Keep
okay,
talking.
I'll keep talking. So, so I'm trying to figure out, and so Jada is talking about it's very important in the bedroom that you ask for what you need. Making sure that you show up for your husband in a way, and I'm like, okay, this all makes it to me. It just people to talk about sex and stuff out, and you know, out with your and he did a good job when he was talking about
it's stupid to me that
I couldn't get it.
It's stupid to me that you're literally quoting this man all the way back from 2007. Like that right there.
I couldn't understand that.
That right there tells me you reaching. That's what I'm saying. That to me says that you are really just you ain't got nothing important to say. So you literally have to go all the way back in your archives and find an interview from 2007 that Will did. And you can't find nothing more recent than that. Y'all do know 2007 was 14 years ago.
Was it 14? Okay, I couldn't do the math in my head fast enough.
Well,
of course, I'm married to a math whiz, so I'm glad you can do it in your head.
yeah. So she was talking to Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the reason we decided to kind of talk about this. Can y'all still hear us? It says cutting in and out. Let me see if they can hear us. Okay. Let me try this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Sound issues. Let me see. I see people saying sound issues. Oh, look at this.
What happened?
The Wi-Fi thing. Let me turn this off.
Okay.
Oh, can you all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay.
Repeat what was said. Let me.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a yes if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So let's keep going. All right. So here's the thing. So we went to read what Will said and what Jada said and what the big deal was. And the interesting thing was we found nothing. Like there was literally nothing there. Like we read it, and literally Jada basically said simple stuff like, you got to communicate what you want in the bedroom. It's hard to communicate in the bedroom. And people ran with the headline and made it into something. So let me we should read what Jada says, so that she, because I think it's important to accurately quote people instead of just running with rumors and nonsense. And Jada actually addressed some of that. Jada literally um went on online and was like, what are y'all talking about? So Jada, so let's see, let's find an article here. Let me um Okay, here we go. So the headline is kind of a juicy headline. It says Jada Smith tells Gwyneth Paltrow why it's hard to maintain a sex life with Will Smith, right? So we go and let us know if you can still hear me. And she says it's hard. The thing Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. We started in this at a very young age, 22 years old. That's why the accountability part really hit for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
think you expect your partner to know what you need, especially when it comes to sex. It's like, well, if you love me, you should know. If you love me, you should read my mind. That's a huge pitfall. Now, can y'all tell me, give me a yes or no? That was the smoking gun comment. That was this amazing comment that Jada said that drove the internet
Hmm.
crazy. So let me know, did she say anything
I
that
think
was out of
all married people can identify with that comment. Never make assumptions. You never know. At 22 years old, what you were into back then is not the same thing you could be into, 20 some years later. So it's always important to check in with each other and not make assumptions and to communicate and to talk about what you need.
Mhm.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's my theory, right? I'm not gonna completely, because the internet done got all crazy. Like they came up with these crazy memes like this one, like really, kind of going after Will and attacking him, and I didn't like this at all. I thought that was it was funny, but it was funny, but it wasn't right. But then again, I'm sure they're used to being memed. When you and I got memed, when we got married, we just started laughing about it. But and then there was another one I saw that was actually kind of funny, but it wasn't. So there's an image of her being like basically like Future. Now let me tell you what I see when
Hmm.
I see those kinds of memes, and I see
Yeah, I'm
people
I'm so ready
taking
to hear
right
this.
taking a couple that in my view is a distinguished couple. Like these are this is a power couple, but kind of minimizing them in that way and kind of clowning them in a way that I think is ultimately unfair. But I'm sure they're used to it. What I see is that people are hearing the comments in a different context. If anybody else had made that comment, if Michelle Obama had said it, I don't think anybody would have done this. If it was a regular family out there that, that had never had controversy, people wouldn't have reacted that way. But remember, there's a history with these two where there was a
Hmm.
public discussion about an entanglement that Jada had with this guy, this kid that was like, I mean, he literally was a kid, like, and like seriously, like if you ever confessed that you slept with a dude like this, like August Alsina,
Hmm.
it would make me question you, because I know how guys like that are. I know how many hundreds, if not thousands, of women they have sex with. I'd be thinking about diseases. I mean, people talk about social distancing with coronavirus. Shit, these people get more than coronavirus, because some of these
Hmm.
guys are not sexually responsible at all. That's what would concern me, and also the fact that this guy's young enough to be one of her son's friends. That's not appropriate, right? So Jada ended up having to, I guess, because August kept speaking about it, she had to go public about it. And I think that was very embarrassing for the family, but probably not for the reasons we think. I think Will probably, if I'm Will, I'd be more embarrassed. He probably knows his wife, is sexually interesting, right? That part she's already revealed. She already talked about things that you don't hear a lot of women talk about publicly, like a porn addiction, stuff like that. And that's either revolutionary or problematic, depending on how you want to look at it. I think that what if I'm Will, I'm concerned about the fact that you're telling everybody that you had sex with somebody that's the same age as our children, and that's remember R. Kelly's in jail for behavior that's not too distant from that. This man's in jail right now because he has sex with women that are now in their 30s, right? But so I think that this remark was probably given an overreaction because of the history, because of the context.
We're all kind of looking at them a little side-eyed. Like, what's happening over there?
Well,
As if it's any of our business in the first place. So it just makes me wonder, like, why was she Well, she had to come forward because he was talking about it publicly, and it was definitely uncomfortable for Will Smith, right? From his just his facial positions, he just looks so uncomfortable in that chair. And I think that just resonates with people.
Yeah,
He
he
just
was.
didn't seem he seemed like I don't want to be here talking about this right now. And she looked way more comfortable than he did. So I think there's probably some more that Will Smith needs to process.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I would probably feel like we're worth $100 million. Why in the fuck do we have to talk about this stuff publicly to get views on Facebook, on YouTube?
Uh-huh.
Like that's where I'd be. I don't know. Again, I don't know where they are psychologically. I don't know anything about their personal family life, and I don't pretend to. And I respect and empathize with them, but I would say it's just a little strange. I think people are kind of looking at this like it's odd when a Hollywood power couple, an A-list couple, like you wouldn't see Denzel Washington and his wife
No, he
doing
doesn't
something
even
like this.
talk. You know what? I love Denzel Washington and his wife because they keep that stuff private.
Yeah, they keep it to themselves.
They keep it to themselves.
And think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, you look at all the other, first. I'm trying to think who I don't know, Idris Elba, or think about famous women in Hollywood. I have rarely seen a scenario where you had a couple that was legit A-lister,
Mm-hmm.
where they were that open with the public about their personal life, and it just kind of confuses me that they would do all that just to get a lot of views on a YouTube show.
So I'm just curious, what do you think is really going on, boys?
I can't, I don't want to speculate because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know this family, right? And I want to be respectful because I respect, I don't know, I relate to Will because we're about the same age,
Okay.
and I told you, I met his brother. His brother's a very nice guy. They have a good family. I don't know Jada. Um, and I'm sure that it's hard, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think that if you want to learn something from it, it's that, when you talk about a couple that's like got married at 22
Ooh,
and,
I could. That's let's just stand on that.
mm,
Like, I don't think I could marry anybody at 22. We knew each other at 20 when I was 22. Wait, I met you when you were 22
yeah, you were
and I
cute
was
too.
19.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine us being married way back then.
And
It
you were
would just be a
You were
mess.
so sexy at 22. I totally would have loved to take you to my dorm room, but I did not want to marry you. I would. It would have been like
We
that.
would have had an entanglement
It'd
voice
have been
back
like
then.
it'd have been like that Full Force song. Remember that Full Force song? In one night, I could love you forever.
Just one night.
In 6 months, I could love you forever. No, yeah, but I mean, marriage at 22 is hard. My parents did it. My parents
Hmm.
got married at, um, I mean, like 22, 23, and they just did 47 years. And people don't understand the type of acrobatics emotionally and psychologically you have to do to find a way to stay married that long. It's hard as shit.
Yeah, I really like one of the interviews. 'Cause I guess they were trying to incriminate the relationship, but one of the interviews that Will Smith had, and he just talked about it. He said, "Look, Jada, divorce is not an option. Divorce is
Mm,
not an option." I was like, "Oh, that is just so awesome. I'd love for you to say it to me. Divorce is not an option."
divorce is not an option.
Oh, that makes me feel so safe.
Oh, okay,
It makes
okay.
me feel, I mean, that's a really good feeling. I think fellas out here, all you married men out here, just look at your wife and say divorce is not an option and watch her smile.
Mm.
Nothing makes you feel more wanted than that.
Well, Stephanie says Jada has been very vocal about how she would never really wanted to be married. She felt forced into it. I think the public has been waiting for the ball to drop on them.
Yeah, it does seem like something's brewing.
And Isaiah
Hmm.
says she's disrespectful and reckless with her words. If I were to say I'm not
So
gonna.
what did she say that's disrespectful though?
Well, I think that just kind of being that public. Like I
Hmm.
personally, I would just say that with you. If I had felt like you were a person that was going to be that public with our relationship in that way, I probably wouldn't have felt comfortable marrying you because
Hmm.
I don't want every ounce of my business out there in the world.
Oh God.
I don't mind talking a little bit publicly in terms of saying like, okay, these are some things you want to think about, but I wouldn't want it to be like, okay, in order to get views on a YouTube show, we're gonna talk about something really sensitive like that August Alsina thing. I
Hmm.
wouldn't want to be out here explaining. I got you got kids, man. Like like
Yeah, you do have children.
why is
Who's
mama
embarrassed by
up in
that?
the bedroom with my son's homeboy? Like, come on, like that's not. And remember, don't forget, like I think that the thing about it is like I connect the dots, and I probably think about things more than most people because I'm a college professor. That's what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Jada was talking about like a porn addiction, which a lot of women don't talk. I'm sure it's a lot of women out there that have that, but she
Mm-hmm.
talks about a porn addiction, and then sleeping with a guy that's like her son's age, one of her son's friends. If
Mm-hmm.
I slept with one of our kids' friends, I would probably feel like a child molester. It wouldn't matter if
He was
yeah,
of age or
yeah, it
not.
wouldn't it wouldn't matter if
It's
he was
just that
20. Yeah,
how can you look at somebody romantically and sexually in that way, and they look very similar to your own children?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that just that's
Yeah, we have
bizarre to
we have
me.
daughters, and if one of our daughters brought home a really pretty friend, I would be in my mind, I'd be in parent mode. Like
Yes.
it doesn't matter if
That's a line she crossed that I just think that's bizarre that she crossed that line. And it makes me wonder about her emotional sort of space. Like, what is that like? Because to have a porn addiction like that, I mean, that means you can't stop watching it. It's just a compulsion and it's a way for you to cope. So you're looking at, you can't cope with what you have, tools you have on the inside. You have to cope by going outside of yourself, and that's problematic in terms of her. So maybe that's something she had to overcome in her life, which in and of itself is a great story.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now I know someone was saying that the audio kept going in and out.
Oh,
Give
okay.
me a yes if you're able to hear us clearly now. Let me know. We apologize. We're down here in Orlando for the All Black National Convention, and if you want to join us in Orlando, we get started tomorrow, and you can actually learn more and get a pass and come down, or you can join us virtually. You can join us online at allblacknationalconvention.com. We less than 24 hours out. It's going to be a very big deal, and it's our people solving our problems with our experts. And so allblacknationalconvention.com, that's the URL on the screen. Okay, so you can hear us. Okay, great. I'm so sorry for the audio issues earlier. But yeah, so did you have any like kind of concluding thoughts about Will and Jada and all this other stuff?
Yeah, well, I'm reading some of the comments in the chat, and I say that not many I disagree with. Like, I agree with everything. I really do think maybe there's something they're warming up or tuning us up for something to happen between them. I'm not quite certain. But so far, what I've heard from this pillow talk with Gwyneth Paltrow, pillow talk with the red table talk with Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't see anything incriminating. I don't see anything
Mm.
like earth
Hmm.
shattering. So, and I'm just wondering why all the hype.
Well, that I mean, and I think that's to be true, to clear as well. Like the internet really has nothing to do. Like they
Maybe
really,
they ran out of stories.
yeah, like they totally like if when I read the story, I saw all the hype and the chaos, and I went online to look and see what they said, and I said, oh my gosh, what the hell did she say? And I'm reading the quote, and we're both reading it
Okay, that's sound.
like
That makes
what did she
sense.
say that was not sound? And Jada responded. Jada was like basically that, like, stop it, like this is just silly, like I didn't say anything crazy. My bedroom relationship with my husband's fine, and
And who
shut
cares?
up.
Why is anybody's business what they do in their own bedroom?
Yeah, I don't think it should be anybody's business. I personally believe that what you do in your bedroom should be
It's
personal.
kind of tacky to talk about that in public.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't. No, I mean, some things have to be sacred. I know that we're on social media and everybody's trying to do whatever they're doing, and I think that's fine. But I mean, come on, man, like what the hell, you know? So yeah, so I think the verdict is that Will and Jada overall, um,
They went through something really tough a long time ago, and it seems like they got through it.
well,
Look at that.
you
Mhm.
know what, part of me wonders if there's like underneath, all the marriage stuff, if they're just kind of just they're friends who are, getting down to business in terms of saying, look, this marriage thing works for us.
Mhm.
This is, we're raising our kids. I mean, they have a very, well,
Interesting.
their
Their
kids
children
are
are
interesting.
really
Their kids are interesting. Yeah,
different. They're different.
they're definitely different,
Mhm.
but then again, they're rich. Their parents are
Who
worth damn
knows
near a
what all?
billion dollars, right? So, but still, though, like I actually admire the family despite the controversies because they raise their kids to adulthood, and their kids seem to be relatively well adjusted.
Oh, I love when they talk about some of their parenting strategies. I love it. I mean, she said you have to drink so much water a day, like before you can drink sugary drinks. I mean, they have a really good parenting style. That would be interesting if they talked about more about some of the things that they've done as parents over the years that I definitely agree with. It's gold standard that they're doing. As a family, it's gold standard. Now, what happens in their bedroom and who else is involved in their bedroom, we shouldn't even care about that. It's a really great Black family doing wonderful things. And
Yeah.
I do know some people. I knew one of my friends, she worked for Jada Pinkett. She said it was a good experience. She
Yeah.
said she was very professional. She did everything stand up. She said it was a good experience for her when she worked for her. So she's doing good things.
Well, I feel
Hmm.
like, and I also feel like, the fact that they're seasoned, they've both been famous for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So I imagine, when you've been that famous for that long, you just learn how to navigate the waters in a certain way. Like they both seem to be seasoned professionals in terms of how to deal with people and deal with outsiders and deal with the world, and they have a type of resilience that
Hmm.
I think is admirable, and I think that it gets lost, all that gets lost in this chaos, in
Yeah.
this, like this circus of the internet, where people try to understand your relationship through their limited lens,
Yeah.
and because it doesn't surprise me that Jada was a great professional to work for, because she's probably had chaotic work situations where
Yeah. She's
it,
empathetic.
right,
Yeah. And
right.
I'm sorry, like I've watched most of the Red Table Talks. Excellent stuff she's
Hmm.
putting out there. Wonderful content she's
Yeah.
putting out there. I mean, these are things that people need to see.
Yeah, and it's funny. I don't
Hmm.
I don't watch Red Table Talk at all.
You
I
don't? It's
no,
good, boys.
I
It
can't.
is
I
really
feel like
good.
Red Table Talk is, honestly, I feel like it's more for women. I really do. Like
Okay,
like
I
like
can
it's
see
it
that.
fits
I
the like the view, the real, the
Yeah,
talk, right? And I get it. I totally get it, but it's not my thing now.
yeah, I
But
can
I
see
think,
that.
but it doesn't have to be my thing, right? And but I got, remember I did that audition for Red Table Talk.
Oh no, you
They
weren't in any
the
condition.
producers reached out to me. They wanted to talk. They were like, "We want to talk to you about coming on Red Table Talk." And it was right after I got my oral surgery, and I could barely talk. I was like,
Oh, I felt so bad for you.
"Yeah, that was hard. I was spitting everywhere, and it was a mess."
You
But
got through it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I almost went on there, but they picked. I think they picked Van Jones instead. They Which they should have.
Van Jones beat you out on Red Table Talk. Well,
Right,
you know
and he
what?
was so like the wrong dude to
That
talk
is
about that
the
topic.
he was the wrong dude, but you know what? It was their loss, boys.
Oh,
They really lost out by not having you on the Red Table Talk.
I don't care. I don't want to be mainstream.
I know you don't.
I'm very happy right where I am, because mainstream's a little weird for me. I don't fit into that. I don't fit into, like it's too heavily influenced by white people, too much
You think you
European
say
influence.
something,
Yeah, I would
you
say,
get off script,
I
boys.
would say something like, I believe black people should be the top priority for black people, and then suddenly they label you a radical Negro and all that. It's like, no, 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 I'm
And
good.
they're looking at Jada like, why you put this man on here
Right,
talking all
like,
this stuff?
why bring him on? No, stay away from me. Like, I am not built for mainstream. But the cool thing is, like, there's millions of black people who don't identify with that, and those are my people. Like, those are the people that are coming to the convention. Like, the people that are coming, and we
This
got
is our
hundreds.
tribe.
Yeah, we have hundreds and hundreds of people come in. Like, we pay for this all. Like the community helped us raise the money
Oh
for
my
this.
gosh,
We're getting it
yes.
done. We're running the Black Business School. Like, we don't need mainstream. Who the hell thinks? Why the hell did we ever grow up thinking we needed white people in order to find our success and to find our dignity and to find our glory? Fuck that. No, we can do that on our own. We are extraordinary people, even when white people ain't around. So
Yeah, we don't need
I
their
so
validation.
right. So I don't need to be
Hmm.
mainstream. We are mainstream.
Hmm.
All right. So all right, guys. Well, we're gonna get out of here. And by the way, if you want to join us for the convention, you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. You can come in person in Orlando if you want to fly down. The tickets aren't that expensive, or drive down, or if you want to come virtually, there's also virtual passes, and we have 61 speakers from our community, brilliant black people who are going to join us on stage, and you're going to love it. And we have breakout sessions. We do speed dating tomorrow, so that you can maybe get a nice little entanglement for yourself.
Yeah, get you an entanglement for the convention.
Get you a good healthy entanglement. Don't be entangled with don't be bringing no diseases and stuff, but get you a nice entanglement with a nice warm
No,
human
I
being.
know it's going to be nothing but beautiful people coming down here with beautiful intentions, and it's going to be a great event.
Right on. It is.
Yes.
Absolutely. So take care,
Mhm.
everybody. Have a good night. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out if you haven't done it yet. And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Okay, bye.